Welcome to Worldview. Now, you read the title exactly right. Is Donald Trump a secret Russian spy? I'm not the one raising this question. This isn't just speculation. A direct accusation has been made against Trump by a top-level former KGB officer, Anwar Musayev. For those unfamiliar, Musayev is no ordinary intelligence officer. In the world of international espionage, you won't find a bigger name from the Soviet Union's KGB. He once led the KGB itself, and after the fall of the USSR, he headed Kazakhstan's intelligence agency. But recently, at 70 years old, he made a shocking post on social media, claiming without hesitation that Donald Trump was recruited by the KGB back in 1980 and has been a long-term Russian asset ever since. Now, he didn't reveal every detail about what the USSR did for Trump, but he confirmed that a full dossier on Trump exists, a classified file that documents exactly how Trump was brought under KGB influence and even given a code name, Krasnodar. And guess who has that file today? Vladimir Putin. Sounds like a crazy spy thriller, right? But this isn't just some wild theory. Major articles have been published on this. A former KGB chief himself is making this claim. And if you're wondering what exactly the KGB is, think of it this way. The CIA is to the United States, the RAW is to India, and the KGB was once the top intelligence agency of the USSR. Although the KGB was officially renamed the FSB in 1990, people still refer to it as the KGB. Now, Musayev alleges that in 1980, Trump was in serious financial trouble. His real estate projects were struggling, and that's when the Soviets made their move. According to him, the KGB approached Trump, promising financial support in exchange for loyalty, a long-term arrangement where he would one day prove useful to Russia. And guess what? US media has been covering this too. Take a look at this headline. Was Donald Trump recruited by the KGB at 40? And this isn't the first time such an accusation has surfaced. Even in 2021, another former Russian spy made a similar statement, claiming that Trump was compromised, that his financial records and problems were documented in a secret file on Putin's desk. And let's not forget the Guardian's bombshell article, "The Perfect Target. Russia cultivated Trump as an asset for 40 years. Now, let me ask you something. Does Trump's behavior align with these claims? Well, let's take a look. Recently, Trump openly criticized Zelensky, calling him a dictator. When asked if he would use the same word for Putin, he refused. Back in 2018, during the Helsinki summit, Trump shocked Americans by siding with Putin over his own FBI on the issue of Russian election interference. Even in 2016, Kevin McCarthy, a top Republican leader, once joked that it seemed like Putin was paying Trump, a comment he later dismissed as a bad joke. Now, let's go even further back into Trump's past. Born in New York in 1946 to a wealthy real estate tycoon, Trump inherited millions. However, in the 1980s, he made a series of bad business decisions, poor real estate investments, failed casinos, nearly losing his fortune. At this point, his financial desperation was public knowledge. And then, suddenly, Trump bounced back. The former KGB chief claims that this comeback wasn't just luck, it was Soviet-backed. He specifically states, "In 1987, I worked in a department of the KGB in Moscow, where our job was to recruit new spies and sources of information. We would identify struggling businessmen worldwide and offer them financial support in exchange for intelligence." Guess what? That year, we recruited a 40-year-old businessman from the USA, Donald Trump, his code name, Krasnodar. Even more shocking, he says that all official records linking Trump to the KGB have been wiped from Russian intelligence archives, except for the one secret file Putin personally kept. This raises huge questions. Is Trump's fondness for Putin just admiration? Or is there a deeper connection? Because this isn't the first time such allegations have been made. In 2020, another former Soviet spy, Yuri Shvets, made similar claims that Trump had been on the KGB's radar since 1977, and by 1987 he had already visited Moscow and St. Petersburg, where he was encouraged to enter politics. And let's not forget Hillary Clinton's previous accusations that even other Republican leaders like Tulsi Gabbard were being groomed by Russia. So is this just political propaganda to damage Trump's reputation? Or is Putin truly the most powerful man in the world, not just because he leads Russia, but because, if these reports are true, he has a literal Russian asset sitting in the White House? I've laid out all the facts for you. Now it's up to you to decide what you believe. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Do you think Trump really was a Russian asset? Or do you believe this is just another political attack, just like what was said about Tulsi Gabbard? I'll be reading your comments, so let me know what you think, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hard-hitting analysis. See you in the next one.